Archer, speak for yourself. Marcellus Wiley, Emmanuel Acho. Don't adjust your TVs at home. Yes, he did wear that suit last week. Yeah.
He's lying.
It's a redo already.
He's lying.
Time for our big story. Let's move on to two quarterbacks with something to prove in 2020. Jimmy Garoppolo and Dak Prescott. Most of Dak's individual stats were better than Jimmy G's last season, but Dak's Cowboys failed to make the playoffs. While Jimmy G's Niners got to the Super Bowl but didn't get the trophy. Niner legend and GOAT Jerry Rice was asked, who would he rather have as his franchise quarterback? Listen to this.
Overall, I think Jimmy G is a better quarterback than Dak.
In 1 year, Jerry, he had one full year.
I'm sorry. I'm just going to call it. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion, and I could be wrong. But I think right now that, you know, with Jimmy G, he's a better quarterback than Dak Prescott.
Jerry ain't risking no season tickets. All right, so Acho, which quarterback would you rather have? Jimmy GQ or Dak Prescott?
Yeah, Marcellus, this is one of those questions like, would I rather have a Twix or a Butterfinger? Like, they're both good, but neither are my favorite. When I think about Jimmy G and I think about Dak, both very good NFL quarterbacks. Both will win you a lot of games. I still have yet to see if they will win you the big game. Again, think about when it mattered most, what did they both do? Well, first, let's start with Jimmy G. Super Bowl, they were already up. Remember, all he had to do truly was make a couple throws. I just needed him to make about one
couple more throws, because he already made some throws. He was out playing Patrick Mahomes for 3 quarters.
It was, past tense. But that's all I needed him to do. Make this throw and go down in history. I believe Emmanuel Sanders streaking, game on the line. You miss him. In your biggest, most pivotal moment, your receiver beats the double team, probably cover four with the high safety. You miss him, okay. But then let's talk about Dak Prescott. Dak, again, will win you a lot of games, 40 games, but week 16 against the Eagles, all you got to do is beat a maligned Eagles team, and you will lead your Cowboys to the playoffs again for consecutive years. What happens? 3 of 14 on third down. You miss throws like that. So both quarterbacks, Marcellus, I hate to straddle the fence, but I don't want to be the hot take guy. I mean, who would I rather have? If you make me pick one, give me Dak because he has the ability to run as well. Give me Dak because he's playing for his contract, has a little bit more motivation. But I think they're both good. I think they're both above average. I think they're both top 10, top 12. But, like, I'm not in love with either one.
Damn, that was fast. You started off this show saying Dak was top 8. I had to talk you off that.
Cowboys fans would say that.
And now they're all good and not great. And earn your damn paycheck, bro. What you over here talking about? I don't want to be the hot take guy. And pick one. And
who you picking?
Oh, it's easy. And it's tough. Look, if you base it on what you've seen thus far, the calculator says Dak Prescott.
Does it, though?
But it actually does. But if you base it on what you think it could be, it's Jimmy GQ. And that's the thing. This is a conversation of high ceiling versus no ceiling. Because Jimmy G only has 1 year. And in that 1 year, Dak did beat him in the head-to-head matchup in terms of their stats. However, Jimmy G has the Midas touch, some moxie, something about him that tells the 49ers, you win with me and you don't win without me. 21-6 as a starter with the Niners, 4-12 when Jimmy G is sidelined. So that says something to me. I understand when I'm having a conversation about Dak's intangibles, I'm also being fascinated by Jimmy G's tangibles. So it is a splitting hair conversation, but Dak has a resume and a body of work that seems, as high as it is, limiting. But with Jimmy GQ, I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know what it's going to be.
But here's my thing, and this is what I said. That's why I told Marcellus in private. I'll tell y'all in public. The problem with me and Marcellus, we're both too reasonable. Like, we can come up here and lie to y'all and just say, oh, it's Dak. It's Jimmy G. The fact of the matter is, some conversations are tough. Like, the strongest argument, your best argument, which is a valid argument, with Jimmy G, the Niners win 80% of their games. He's 21-5 as a starter, I believe, in San Fran. With Dak, Cowboys win 40. They're 40-24 with Dak. But the thing about it is, if the best argument is without Jimmy G, the Niners are no good, Dak's counter argument is, you've never seen life without me because I don't get hurt. And if the best ability is availability, then Dak Prescott is sitting here saying, well, you can't knock me for not knowing how valuable I am because you've never had to know life without me. Whereas for Jimmy G, the Niners have had to know life without Jimmy G. So this is one of those topics where it's hard to choose choose again. I'm choosing Dak, contract year. I'm choosing Dak. I like him more because he can run a little bit more, and I think his passers are equal. But on paper, both good. Neither, I think, can go win you the Super Bowl. They might not lose you the Super Bowl.
You're going that far.
What if
Jimmy G is up in the fourth quarter if his top defense just shows up?
Sure.
It's wraps.
But here's my problem, Marcellus. 24% of NFL games are decided by 3 points or less.
Yeah.
That's not a coincidence. So what does that mean? The best teams, they make those plays. Those coin flip plays where you're like, that team barely won by 3 points. There's a you know better than me. I'm talking to y'all.
But we having a Jimmy G Dak conversation.
Correct.
You took it to team. We can't go there.
Yes, my point being, if Jimmy G was who Jimmy G is supposed to be, who we're proclaiming him as, if he was elite, the Niners would have won. Like, put it like this.
One year as a starter and you get him into the Super Bowl and lead.
See, this conversation getting good now.
And you're going to say it's Jimmy G's fault?
If Drew Brees was at quarterback instead of Jimmy G in that game, who would have won?
For the first 3 quarters?
For the whole game, who would have won?
I can't go there.
You have
the defense
to
let it go. Even if Drew Brees gave him a 10-point lead, he doesn't play defense.
You can say the defense let it go, but Jimmy G still had a chance to win. Like, that's my point. Yeah. Take the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. If you want to take, obviously we know what Mahomes, the Niners would have won. Russell Wilson, we know the Niners would have won. And I'm saying if you were to plug and chug these quarterbacks into the Niners, Russell Wilson, you know they would have won. Who else you want to take? Like,
wow. The same Drew Brees who lost to Kirk Cousins and the Vikings, and the same Russell Wilson that needed the quarterback from your Eagles to get hurt for him to even advance. That's the conversation. Lavar Arrington is in the building. Lavar.
Yeah, go to Lavar.
Please split this tie right now. Who you got? Jimmy GQ or Dak Prescott?
You guys made it sound so complicated and complex, and it's really not. It's Dak Prescott, hands down. And here's the thing that you guys aren't really bringing to the table as far as the discussion is concerned is you're right. They did lose the Super Bowl based upon the defense not delivering. That was their formula for winning all season long. All right. So let's not take and say that Jimmy G is the better quarterback because he's almost to a Super Bowl. Jimmy G's defense delivered when they needed to deliver. Let's talk a little more football, right?
Yeah.
When you have a defense as stifling as the 49ers defense was, and their defensive front being as amazing as they were with some good, strong linebackers, you are forcing teams to have to play in a manner that is out of character. So you're giving someone like Jimmy Garoppolo the opportunity to manage games versus win games. Garoppolo is not needed to win games, all right? Garoppolo is not needed to win games. Dak Prescott, however, on the other side of the coin, is required to play at a level where games need to be decided by his performances. And let's keep this in mind. Garoppolo, with all of the accolades that he's had in terms of winning, has never been a Pro Bowler or an all-pro caliber player thus far. While your one Dak Prescott has gotten it twice. He's been to the Pro Bowl twice and was a Rookie of the Year. His body of work says to me, you qualify him as the better quarterback out of the two.
I ain't even listened to you after you said Dak, but I know it's my turn to talk right now.
All right.
How you going to say that? I mean, strong points, Lavar. I give you that, but we're really having a real conversation versus potential conversation, like kinetic energy versus potential energy in this conversation. And look, a bird in the hand versus 2 in the bush is really what we're doing right here because Jimmy G's only played 1 year as a full-time starter, and look at the heights he ascended to. Well, with that said, I'm going to steal something from Acho that he stole from Colin Cowherd in terms of a blind resume. And I want y'all to tell me who is who on this 13-3 quarterbacks blind resume. As we can see, one quarterback has more touchdowns. Let's stay on the red column. 13 interceptions, more interceptions and more touchdowns. A little risky over there. Completion percentage, though, safe with the ball in that respect. Passing yards a little more, but the passer rating down. Who is who?
Dak on the right. I know Dak.
Dak's on the right in the blue.
Rookie year.
What does it matter? It's Dak in the red. Oh, it's not Dak in the red.
See, Lavar, you should have let me have that one. But Marcellus, I'm going to take your blind resume and raise you, sir, because that's what this show's all about.
I can't see. I'm blind.
Look at the years, though, Manuel. Look at the years.
I get it, but bump the years. That's equal to me. Like, okay, Jimmy G's going to give you more passing touch. Like, what are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say that it is a splitting hair argument. But
It's
if you're
not.
splitting
You
the hairs
used
and one has the
2016.
ultimate team success or closer than, as
show
Acho
his-
would say, quarterbacks are graded on wins and losses.